Good morning, students. Hope you're all doing good. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 5, Specialty Materials and Fabrication, in which we'll be specifically discussing about ceramics. The course outcome for this lesson is to classify the wide range of specialty materials for fabrication of integrated circuits in electronics and electrical industry. And the Bloom's taxonomy level is analyzed, and the learning outcome is at the end of this lecture students will be able to understand what are ceramics and their classification. So today we are going to discuss about ceramics. In last lecture I introduced to you how ceramics are classified, like traditional ceramics and advanced ceramics. The traditional ceramics, it was discussed in last lecture. So today we are going to concentrate on advanced ceramics, which are further classified as electroceramics and advanced structural ceramics. What are advanced ceramics? Advanced ceramics, they are ideally suited for industrial applications that provide a physical interface between different components due to their ability to withstand high temperature, vibration and mechanical shock. So the type of ceramic exhibiting a very high degree of industrial efficiency, and the type of ceramic used in specialized, especially recent developed applications. They have simple chemical compositions, but they are very difficult to be manufactured. So advanced ceramics, it could be classified as optical ceramics, electrical ceramics and magnetic ceramics. Let us deal with this one by one. The first one is electroceramics. It is a class of ceramics materials which are used primarily for their electrical purposes. They are further classified as dielectric ceramics, fast ion conductor ceramics and piezoelectric and ferroelectric ceramics. What are dielectric ceramics? They are capable of storing large amount of electrical charge in relatively small volumes, and they could also be as an electrical insulator, but they can be easily polarized in an applied electric field, and they exist in solids, liquids and gaseous state. And in electrical engineering, many solids are very good insulators. These are some of the examples of dielectrics in solid state, liquid state and in gaseous state. Fast ion conductor ceramics, they are also solids in which ions will be highly mobile. So they could also be called as solid electrolytes or super ionic conductors. Most probably they are used in batteries, various sensors and solid oxide fuel cells. Next one is piezoelectric ceramics. They are used as functional ceramics. In sensors, they make it possible to convert forces, pressures and accelerations into electrical signals, and in sonic and ultrasonic transducers and actuators, they convert electric voltage into vibrations or deformations. They are used in the automotive industry in knock and oil level sensors or as actuators for precise control of injection processes in engines. In medicinal field, it is used as lithotripters. This is a device for plaque removal and in inhalers. And in mechanical engineering, it is used for ultrasonic cleaning, ultrasonic welding and active vibration damping. Next is magnetic ceramics. They are made of ferrites, which are crystalline minerals composed of iron oxide in combination with some other metals, and it exists in this formula like a metal associated with iron oxide, and some of the examples are ferrous ferrite or iron oxide, commonly known as lodestone. The magnetic properties of magnetite have been exploited in compass since ancient times. Magnetic ceramics, it could be classified into soft ferrites and hard ferrites. Soft ferrites, they are used in transformers or electromagnetic cores which contain nickel, zinc and manganese compounds. They have low corrosivity and are called as soft ferrites. They are used in the cores of RF transformers and inductors in applications such as switched mode power supplies. Next type is hard ferrites. In contrast to the soft ferrites, they have permanent ferrite magnets and they are made of hard ferrites which have a high corrosivity and high remnants after magnetization. They are made of iron oxide or barium or strontium carbonate. And these materials are very resistant to becoming demagnetized. So they'll have a permanent magnetism, and they also conduct magnetic flux well and have a high magnetic permeability. So this enables these ceramic magnets to store stronger magnetic fields than iron itself, and they are very cheap, widely used in refrigerator magnets. Next comes optical ceramics. They are polycrystalline materials produced through controlled crystallization of base glass. Anyway, we'll be discussing about glass later also, but that comes under amorphous, whereas here this is polycrystalline. Okay. Glass ceramic materials share many properties with both glasses and ceramics. And glass ceramics have an amorphous phase and one or more crystalline phases and are produced by so-called controlled crystallization, in contrast to a spontaneous crystallization which is usually not wanted in glass manufacturing. And glass ceramics have the fabrication advantage of glass as well as special properties of ceramics. And glass ceramics have a variety of properties such as high strength, toughness, translucency, opacity, opalence, low or even negative thermal expansion, and high temperature stability. So optical ceramics, they are used in watch glasses. You must have seen in labs optical glass lenses which we are using in our day-to-day life. Then high pressure sodium vapor lamp bulb, and it is also used as crystals. Next comes advanced structural ceramics. They have enhanced mechanical properties, especially under demanding condition. They serve as structural members subjected to mechanical loading. It could also be used in expensive replacements for other materials such as metals, polymers and composites. They are further classified as nuclear ceramics, bioceramics, tribiological ceramics, automotive ceramics. Nuclear ceramics, they are used, these are materials employed in generation of nuclear power and in the disposal of radioactive nuclear waste. See in this, the image shows a vitrification process or encapsulating nuclear waste in glass as possible method of containing nuclear waste. Then bioceramics, they are the components employed in medical and dental applications mainly as implants and replacements. But they must have a biocompatibility with ceramic oxides. They must be inert to the body, and they should be having resorbable materials and replaceable. Definitely they must be bio-inert materials made of oxide, ceramic, silica or carbon fiber, non-toxic and non-inflammatory. They are long-lasting, structural failure resistant and corrosion resistant, and bioceramics additionally must have low Young's modulus to help prevent cracking of the material. The medical fields we use for dental and bone implants, artificial teeth and bones are relatively commonplace. Surgical cermets are also regularly used. Joint replacement. See, this is what is used for hip prosthesis. Femoral head of hip prosthesis. Okay. So joint replacement are commonly coated with bioceramic materials to reduce wear and inflammatory response. Even in pacemakers, kidney, dialysis machines and respirators, bioceramics are used. Next one is tribiological ceramics. They are also called as wear resistant ceramics. Okay, they are resistant to friction and wear. They are employed in a variety of industrial and domestic applications, including mineral processing and metallurgy. See at the tip of ballpoint pen, and this is ceramic instrumental bearing. Next is automotive ceramics. Mainly they are used in automobiles. Advanced ceramic materials that are made into components for automobiles. This is a spark plug insulators. Okay. And catalyst and catalyst supports for emission control devices. This is in catalytic converter. And based on composition, we have classification like nitrate ceramics, silicate ceramics, carbide ceramics, and oxide ceramics. And we also have amorphous ceramics, otherwise known as glass. All these we shall discuss in the next lecture. I'd like to thank SlideShare and thank you for your attention. Thank you.